Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Today we're diving into a story that sparked a serious online firestorm involving Millie Bobby Brown, her husband Jake Bon Jovi, and their growing family. What began as an innocent, everyday family outing has turned into a major talking point. In recent photos and video, Millie is seen tenderly cradling their baby, while Jake walks a few steps behind. That physical distance, some say, speaks volumes. On social media, people are reacting, some calling it a red flag, others defending him fiercely. Is his body language signaling emotional detachment? Or is this just a snapshot taken out of context? This really isn't just celebrity gossip. It taps into deeper questions about parenting, privacy, and the pressures of living life in the spotlight. In this video, we're going to unpack the criticism, examine the defense, explore their family dynamic, and ask, are we being fair? Stick with me, because this is a complex, deeply human story, and it's one that might make you rethink how much we read into what we see. So what exactly happened during that outing? The photos show Millie holding their daughter closely, protecting her little face from view of the cameras. She looks calm but vigilant, like she's creating a small bubble around them. Meanwhile, Jake is not by her side. He's walking some distance behind her, neither carrying their child nor engaging directly in that moment. Instead, someone else steps into that physical space. A friend helps carry their bags. Many people notice that Jake seems almost peripheral, letting his partner lead the walk while he follows. And that gap isn't just about steps. For commenters, it feels symbolic. Why isn't he right beside her? Why isn't he holding the baby or contributing more visibly? To some viewers, this wasn't just a stroll. It felt like a performance, or even a missed opportunity to show support. These images have become a mirror for how the public imagines modern family roles, and not everyone's comfortable with what they see. When those candid moments spread online, fans reacted quickly and passionately. A wave of criticism hit. Some people labeled his behavior as a red flag, questioning his involvement and commitment. He's just walking behind her like he's along for the ride, some posted. Others asked, where's the support? Where's the hands-on dad energy? For certain observers, it wasn't just about proximity. His posture felt emotionally distant, even detached. They argued that a family outing should feel like a team effort, and by trailing behind, Jake was sending a message. On top of that, people questioned why someone else, a friend, was doing the helping. Is this just one awkward mom and baby moment, blown out of proportion? Or is it an insight into how involved or not he wants to be in everyday parenting? That's exactly what's being debated. Of course, many others stepped in to defend him. Longtime supporters pointed out previous snapshots and videos, one shared by Millie herself, where Jake is clearly an engaged, loving father. They remind critics that he's been seen cradling his daughter, helping her, laughing with Millie. In those moments, he's anything but distant. Defenders argue that one photo should not define his entire role. After all, families don't always move in synchronized choreography. Sometimes, generosity of help comes from friends, not from the father. Sometimes, footsteps simply reflect natural walking pace. To them, turning that moment into a character assassination feels unfair. It's possible that what we're seeing is just a fraction of how they operate, not the full tapestry of their private, real life together. There's another twist. During the same outing, fans noticed that Noah Schnapp, Millie's close friend and Stranger Things co-star, was helping carry the family bags. It's not just any help. Those bags are likely heavy, filled with baby supplies and essentials for a family day out. For some, that imagery is loaded. Why is Noah doing more of the physical work than Jake? Isn't that role usually reserved for parents? That question has become part of the conversation. But others pushed back, saying that friendship sometimes means stepping in, especially when a team is needed. In high-profile lives, strong friend networks are common, and help doesn't always follow traditional parent-child expectations. Maybe Noah offered because he cares, not to overshadow Jake. Still, the optics have fueled speculation and become part of how fans are interpreting the dynamic between Millie, Jake, and their inner circle. Beyond the physical positioning and the optics, there's a crucial piece of the puzzle: Millie's deep commitment to preserving privacy. Since becoming a mother, she's spoken about the importance of keeping certain moments sacred, preferring not to expose every second of her daughter's life to the world. She's insisted that being a parent doesn't always have to mean performing for cameras or constructing a social media narrative. In interviews, she's emphasized how much she values values unscripted closeness, private routines, and genuine presence. That approach might explain why Jake isn't always visually front and center. Maybe his way of being present is quieter, more introspective, and maybe, just maybe, they want family time to feel like family time, not a photo op. That mindset has resonated with many, even as others struggle to reconcile it with their expectations of celebrity parenting. Millie further elaborated on her feelings in a thoughtful interview for British Vogue. She described how motherhood has reshaped her priorities. What once felt urgent or glamorous now seems less important than soft laughter, morning cuddles, and those small, fleeting seconds that feel like magic. She said her days now revolve around care, protection, and a deep yearning to nurture something real and lasting. She doesn't want to create Instagram-perfect scenes. She wants something genuine. Her commitment to raising her daughter with love, intention, and a sense of stillness strikes a chord, and she said that Jake shares this same vision, not a flashy, showy kind of family life, but one built on emotional foundation and unspoken understanding. In her telling, his quiet presence may be part of a larger, intentional choice, not lack of care. It's also worth understanding how their family came together. Millie and Jake welcomed their daughter via adoption in August 2025. That decision to become parents through adoption, rather than following a more conventional or celebrity-driven route, indicates a heartfelt, deliberate pursuit of family. Their journey was relatively quick. Engaged in April 2023, married in May 2024, and parents by August 2025. But quick doesn't mean careless. Everything seems rooted in thoughtfulness and love, not just public image. They didn't publicly announce every step of the way. Instead, they've allowed certain parts of their lives to stay private. That makes these kinds of viral moments feel even more delicate. For them, this isn't just photo-worthy parenting. It's deeply personal. And when they do step out in public, even tiny gestures and small distances between them become subject to intense scrutiny. To add another layer, let's talk about Jake's background. He isn't just Millie's husband. He's also the son of music icon Jon Bon Jovi. Growing up with a rock legend for a dad comes with its own expectations, spotlight, and legacy. Marrying someone as famous and beloved as Millie Bobby Brown only amplifies his visibility. So when people interpret his behavior, they might be doing so through the lens of inherited celebrity. Some ask, is he trying to step out of his father's shadow, or is he conforming to a certain public persona? Is he quietly forging his own way in a way that feels authentic to him, or is he navigating a role shaped by others' perceptions? That dynamic makes this whole debate feel more complicated, because it's not just about walking behind your partner. It's about who you are in your own story, even when everyone else has their own script for you. This story opens up broader questions about what we expect from parents, especially celebrities, when they're in the public eye. Should a parent always look picture perfect? Should fathers always visibly carry the weight, both literally and figuratively? In an age of viral photos and critique, every shift, step, and glance is up for interpretation. But real family life isn't always neat. Some parents show their love quietly. Others are loud, physical, or deeply introspective. And not all support needs to be loud to be meaningful. Yet when people see a misalignment, someone walking behind, someone else doing the lifting, they draw conclusions, sometimes harsh ones. And in doing so, we risk forgetting that parenting is messy, that presence isn't always performance, and that private moments shouldn't always be parsed on camera. At the same time, calling out behavior in the public sphere has value. As public figures, Millie and Jake are role models for many, and how they parent publicly can influence cultural norms. It's legitimate for fans to ask questions. Are they reinforcing outdated gender roles? Is Jake modeling an engaged fatherhood? But the flip side is equally real. Relentless speculation can feel invasive and judgmental. We may reduce them to a single image, forgetting they're full people, not characters in a drama. And that kind of scrutiny can be harmful, emotionally exhausting even. Parenthood under a microscope makes vulnerability harder. So as we critique, maybe we should also ask, how much empathy are we bringing to these conversations? Are we building them up or tearing them down with our assumptions? So where do we go from here? The controversy over Jake Bon Jovi's behavior may feel like another headline, but really, it's a reflection of how we, as a society, engage with parenting, especially celebrity parenting, in the digital age. Millie and Jake appear to be navigating parenthood with intention, care, and a desire for privacy, even if that doesn't always fit the narrative people expect. Whether you think his actions were a red flag or simply a natural way of being present, what's clear is that this moment has made us think harder about what support looks like. Maybe the bigger lesson is this: let's pause before rushing to judgment. Let's remember that every family moves at its own pace, in its own way. If this discussion resonated with you, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you make of the criticism? Fair or unfair? And how do you think we should balance public scrutiny with private love?